Hi everybody. Welcome to my live. My name is Laura Rodrick. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas. And I go live every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Central Time to bring you a fun card class. I have a really fun one tonight, so I'm excited to show you what we're going to do. And thank you for joining me. If you're joining me later, either on the replay or on my Facebook business page or on YouTube, say hi still, even though we're not live then, and let me know that you're on. And thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, give me a thumbs up, please. Subscribe, that'd be amazing. I thank you so much. All right, so I'm just waiting a second to let a couple people come on. Did everybody have a good week this week? We've had really good weather. Today was a beautiful day. I think they said it was 85 degrees today. It was sunny. It was beautiful. So we've been lucky. We had some kind of cold weather Friday, and then Saturday it started getting nice, and now I feel like moving forward we're going to have some pretty good weather. So I'm excited about that. Although you never know what could sweep in, right? The weather can be unpredictable. But I hope you're having good weather where you are. We actually got out and went to the rodeo on Saturday, so I was kind of excited. At first I said I wasn't going to go, it was too expensive, and then a friend told me about an alternative site to get tickets, so I got them for less than half the price of the original site, so I was excited, and I said, yeah, we definitely want to go do that. It's been a couple years since we've been to the rodeo, you know, because of everything that went on with going out, you know, in general. So super fun, had a great time. We saw Keith Urban in concert. Gosh, what a performer he is, amazing. So we had a good time shopping, eating, rodeoing, and concerting. So lots of fun. All right, I think we'll get started. Let me just make sure that I'm coming up on my iPad on Facebook. And that looks pretty good. Hi Renee, how are you? Renee is joining us from Columbus, Ohio. Maria. Hi, Maria. Okay, so let me put on my glasses so I can actually see the comments a little better too. Okay, so every week, I also, if you share my video, I also pick a winner to win a prize. Renee, thank you. Doing great. Glad you're doing well. So this past week, we were going to give away the flat adhesive backed pearls, which are really gorgeous. They're kind of iridescent and beautiful. And so what I do is I take everyone who shared, and they write shared in the comments. Thank you for sharing, Renee, either on Facebook or on YouTube. So I take from both places. And this week's winner was Joan Ballinger. So Joan, thank you for sharing. Congratulations to you, and thank you everyone who shared. I really appreciate it a lot. This week I have a fun set. I'm going to give away a stamp set this week. So Joan, if you go on, please either instant message me or send me an email with your address so I can get these out in the mail to you. This week for my share contest, I'm going to give away a stamp set, and this one we've already used this year, but this is the Days to Remember stamp set. So if you're following along and going to be doing, if you've done my calendar class with me, so we made a calendar class, we did January, February, and March calendars so far. The next class is going to be March 14th, and we'll do April, June, and July. So I'm going to give one of these stamp sets away. So all you have to do is share and make sure you write it in the comments, either on YouTube or on Facebook, so I know that you shared, because it doesn't always show up if you just hit share. You have to write it in the comments. All right, and also I still have some of those, if you didn't get in on that class and you would still like to, I still have some of those available for $20 for the set. Okay, let me turn my camera down and we're going to get started. Let me just put those away. All right. All right, let's see, how do I like that? I think that's pretty good. All right, so I want to start tonight just by telling you that I am offering an Easter card class, and I think this is a really fun card class. So this is going to be another craft along card class, so I'm going to do this one live on March 21st. So that'll give us enough time. It'll give us a couple weeks to get things ordered and get it to you so you can craft along with me on the 21st of March. So order your kit by March 4th. That's the deadline, and I will ship the kits by March 13th. I have to get all in the stuff and get everything cut and get them out so that you can have them by the 21st. And let me show you what it's going to include. So these are the cards that we're going to make. So I'm actually doing 5 cards this time. And I'm also doing a little treat box. So we're going to use 2 different sets on this, and let me show you what they are. The Easter Bunny stamp set, which is this set right here. And then as part of the class, I'm offering this Thanks a Bunch set for free. This is one of the celebration items, and I will include this in your kit for free, so you'll get the free stamp set also. And we'll be using it to make some of the cards. So that's card number 3. Card number 4, the carrots are really cute, right? And this is card number 5, this Happy Easter Fun Fold card. And then we're also going to make this cute little Easter basket with a little bunny. And this would be cute at your Easter table, right? To put some little candies in. So those are the projects that we'll be making in that card class. What you will also get in the card class, in addition to the stamp set, is you will get a 1/4 pack of this beautiful paper. And this is the one that we're using all the time, right? And it's got all these beautiful patterns. So you get 4 sheets of each of the patterns, 6 by 6. So I'll be sending you the paper. I'll also include a package of iridescent pearls. And then this beautiful ribbon, which I think, is it Pool Party? I think it's Pool Party ribbon. It is really pretty. And as you can see, we used it on some of the cards. So if you're interested, it's $32 plus $8 for shipping for a total of $40. If you would like, you can email me. I'll send you the flyer so you can see everything. And then I can send you an invoice for the $40 if you're interested in purchasing the class. Okay, so what we're doing tonight, Celebration, there's about a week left on Celebration, right? It ends the 28th of February, which is coming up. So these are the items that you can get for free still with a $50 or $100 purchase. The only thing that sold out so far that I know of is the Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper. That's the only thing so far that I saw that was sold out. Okay, and let me show you in the back. This is that package of paper that I'll be giving you, the 1/4 pack of paper. It's I think it's like by far my favorite paper right now. I just love the colors. It's Dandy Designs. So these are the designs here that you will get. Okay. They had added a few celebration items, so you can get these too. And this one right here, Enjoy the Journey Designer Series paper. We're going to be using this free paper tonight in our cards. So I love the colors for this. And then along with that, we're going to be using, this is the whole suite of products that they have. So this is the Enjoy the Journey bundle that has the stamp set and the dies. This is that paper that they just put on Celebration. These enamel sticker icons and this twine combo pack, which is really pretty. Here's a couple of the samples from Stampin' Up that they put in the catalog. So that's fun. These, I'm just in love with the colors, you guys. I think they're just so bright and so pretty. So these are the cards we're going to make tonight. And they're just very outdoorsy and fun. You belong among the stars. And I just like this set. I think it's really colorful and pretty. All right, so let's just get right to it and get started. Here is the stamp set up close. You can see how many different, it comes with a lot of different little saying things, right? So that's nice. And then look at all the dies in this set. There's so many. There are 14 dies in this set. And let me just pull it out. We're going to use some of these tonight. But you can see the tent dies, the tree dies, the cyclist. There's a jogger that we didn't use. This guy with the backpack and the lantern, like a moon, and these clouds, you could use those forever. Those are just good basic dies to have. So we'll be using that. And the other thing I added to use tonight are the stitched rectangle dies, which I use quite often. And we're just gonna be using this to stamp our little sayings on, okay? All right, so the first card we're gonna start with is this one right here. Let me pull pull out what we've got. Okay, so we're going to start with a Melon Mambo card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then I've taken a piece of that beautiful designer series paper, and I have just cut it to 5.5 by 4 1/4. Look at the pretty colors. They're pink, of course. Do I not love pink? I really, really do. So we've got that. And let me just show you the paper really quick up close so you can kind of see. And of course, mine is chopped up. Just really beautiful designs, trees, patterns on the other side of all these different papers. And the patterns are colorful and fun too. And look at these. You can see how you can cut these in half and then just cut out the seams, right? Very, very pretty, and all the different colors. The orange one, the purple and green one. Very pretty, we're using that. And then the opposite side with the stars. So really fun paper to have. I'm super excited that I got that paper. Okay, so these are things that we're gonna stamp and die cut. So I have another piece of that little designer series paper, a piece of the silver paper. And let's see, these are 2 inches by 3 inches, both of these pieces of paper. Then I cut a piece of 4 inch by 2.5 of Mossy Meadow, and that's going to kind of be our background. And then we have this for our little saying that says, wishing you joy in this next adventure. Okay, so let's start by stamping. I'm going to take some Mossy Meadow. So Renee, the stamp set, so for the Easter class, I am including the stamp set for free, which is the one with the carrots on it. So that's thanks a bunch. I will include the stamp set with the package for the Easter class. Okay, so we're going to start by taking the tree stamp, okay, and we're going to stamp 2 of them in Mossy Meadow. Just like that. And then we're going to stamp our, why do I keep saying, I can't think of what I'm trying to say. Sentiment, okay? That's the word that was eluding me tonight. And we're going to do it on this stitched rectangle die right in the middle. Okay, and I think that's it for the stamping for this card. Then we're going to do some die cutting. Okay, so what I've done is there's 2 dies for the tent. So I took this kind of background die for the tent and I cut that out like that. And then I thought the silver frame would be fun. So I used that to cut out the frame, that one like that. And then of course it has the die to cut out the trees. So I cut out the 2 trees. See how those line up nice like that? And then I took the piece of Mossy Meadow and I just kind of use this to do our background. So I just cut this kind of at the top like that straight across. Okay, and I just ran those through the die cutting machine. So I have those pieces ready to go. Okay, so here is the background of the tent. Here's what it looks like after you die cut the silver piece, our 2 trees, and then you can see how this came out really nice for the background. Okay, so let me put these aside so I don't lose them. And we're ready to start putting this card together already. Okay, so let's just take a little bit of seal. Oh, a new seal, hold on, I gotta get the lid off. Okay. All right, breaking in a new one. So this is just gonna be our background that we're gonna center right here. These cards, a little bit of die cutting and a little bit of stamping, and then they're nice and easy to put together. So then we're going to take our green and put that in the front like this. And I'm just going to line that up edge to edge with the piece that we just put down, just like that. All right, so I'm going to take one set of these trees that we stamped on our die cut, and I'm going to kind of tuck it behind here. Pull this, whoops, I don't want to bend that, but let me just put that right, I think about here. Okay, and then we'll kind of put one a little bit more in the foreground. So we're going to put this one right about here. And if it goes off a little bit, that's fine. We're just gonna cut it off, okay, with our scissors. So I'm just gonna cut right along here. And let me get that a little bit closer. Like it perfect, right? That's good. Okay, now we're gonna assemble our tent. So I'm gonna take some glue and glue it on to the backdrop. And I think I'm gonna get out my buddy, my blue one, my Zig glue pen, because we've got some skinny edges here. And I wanna make sure I get those covered too. So let me just get my glue on here. Now you could also use the Tombow glue too for this, or you could have make it a sticker by using a piece of the sticker sheets in the background. But we're just going to glue it and just line it up right like that. And I'm just going to press down on it for a minute to hold it in place. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. And we'll put this right here. Hold on. Let me see if I can straighten that out a little bit. Looks like I didn't glue it exactly perfectly, so I'm just gonna fix it by trimming it just like that. All right, and that'll go right about here. Okay, next let's put our sentiment, and we'll pop that up as well. Okay, oh, hi Pam. Thank you for sharing. I'm gonna put a little support in the middle and do 3 dimensionals on this one. And we'll put that right here. All right, now this twine comes in the 3-pack. Really fun colors. So we're gonna take the green one and we're just gonna wrap this around and just tie a bow. Whoa. Pull this a little bit more. This color matches perfectly, doesn't it? Sometimes with the twine, I have to tie a knot first because I don't know if my fingers are too big or I just can't quite get the bow tied unless I do the knot first. It doesn't want to stay. So there I can make it, oops, I made it a little too tight. And we'll just tie a bow like that. And I'm just gonna tighten it up a little bit. Just like that. And maybe we'll trim it just a little bit. Okay, and I'm gonna pull this over just a little bit this way, so it's kind of even. And then these icons are really fun, these enamel icons. And it comes with a bunch of them. Look how many come in a package. There's 4 sheets of them. And, you know, there's 4 rows of each one. So you get a lot of them in the packet. Now, the fun thing is, too, you can color these, right? So this one I colored in the Melon Mambo, but I thought it was too dark for this paper, even though our paper was Melon Mambo. So I took the polished pink, and this is the dark one. And I just colored it in dark polished pink. Now you could just use it white too if you wanted to, but they do color. So I'm just going to let that dry for a second before I put it on. Make sure I got the edges okay. So that's kind of fun too, right? But these are pretty cool. I've also noticed they're not super sticky, so sometimes you have to put, I'm going to actually put a glue dot to make sure that it's going to stick really well. So I'm just going to put a glue dot right here. And then I'm going to pick this up and put it on. And I want it to point kind of straight. Just like that. And I'm actually going to give this just another coat now that it's dry. to make it a little bit darker. Okay, and that's it. Nice and easy, right? So that's our first card, all finished. Now, if you wanted to do the inside, you could just take your 5 1/4 by 4 and maybe take a little scrap of the paper from the tent or something and put it inside just to kind of finish off the inside like that if you would like. Okay, next card, let's do Mountain of Thanks with the motorcycle guy. Another one that I think is pretty easy to do. So let me put my things away. So this one I started with Garden Green and used that for the card base. So 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. Then I took a piece of 5 1/4 by 4, and you can see how it kind of has the trees and the mountains in it for this green one. And I'm sorry, this is not 5 1/4 by 4. This is 5 by 3 3/4 because I decided to frame it out with a piece of basic black behind it. So this is 5 1/4 by 4, and then this goes right here on this side right here. Okay, so let's start by adhering that. Right in the middle, so we have a nice black frame. Okay. Then we're going to decorate this before we attach it to the card. Then we'll just pop this whole thing up onto the card. So there's also a piece of basic black, and the die that I used for that one is the motorcycle. So you just run this through your die cutting machine. I can show you. We'll just do one really quick since I pre-did most of them, but let me just show you because I've got my boho blue mini machine here, which I'm in love with. It's super fun and super pretty. So I'm just going to put my cardstock, I'm going to put my motorcycle guy and just run it quickly through. This cute little machine, a lot of the dies fit in this little machine in the mini, so that's super nice. It's if you're going to go somewhere and you want to take it with, it's super light, super easy to take anywhere. So I feel like everybody needs a mini to go with. And see how nicely that cuts that out? So we've got a motorcycle person. All right, let me put that away. Okay, and then for stamping, we're going to use Garden Green and do Mountains of Thanks on that one. Whoops, wrong one. I'm gonna have to remember to clean that off. All right, Mountains of Thanks right here. Okay, pretty easy card, right? So let's adhere this down right here, this little label with our sentiment on it. And I'm just going to kind of put that across right here. And then glue this guy down. And let me just get my take your pick tool to poke out these little pieces that didn't pop out yet. Okay. And then I'm just going to take some glue and adhere this like that. And so let's try the Tombow this time. See if I can not get it everywhere. I'm just going to put some little dots and try that. Whoops, hold on, I got to get it to work. There we go. Just some little dots here and there. Not too much because I don't want to squish glue all over the place. The Tombow is really inexpensive. I think the Tombow is like $4 or something. So it's a nice, inexpensive, multi-purpose glue. And it's once it's stuck, it is stuck well. And the advantage of that too is you can move it around a little bit too before it's permanently stuck. Okay, so then we're going to get another one of those icons. And this time I used one of the arrows. Let's see if we can get it to stick like this. Otherwise, I'll put a glue dot underneath again. Okay. Now this time I'm going to use a little bit of that black and white gingham ribbon. This is from the annual catalog. So we'll just wrap this around and tie it. I feel like it's getting hot in here. It's probably the lights, right? And we do have the air running. Okay. Let's get our bow. And we'll tie it just like that. And let me get out my ribbon scissors. Okay. Let me move this over a little bit so it's not covering up the words. And then we're going to pop this up to our card base. And that will be that card. So it's nice because the DSP really makes the background of the card, and it makes these cards so easy to make. You can make a bunch of these in a hurry. And you can use any sentiments you want. You can make these thank you card. Well, this is a thank you card. You could make it a birthday card. Nice masculine card here, right? Okay, just like that. And that is our second card. Super fun. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, putting toys away. So the next one we're gonna do is the Highland Heather one. Gorgeous purple. Purple Mountains. I'm trying to keep myself a little bit organized here tonight. So this Highland Heather cardstock I cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and then I scored it at 5 1/2. So this one's going to open this way. Okay, and then this is another piece of the Designer Series paper, and you can see I did not cut this right. This should be 5 1/4 by 4. So let me just trim this down to 5 1/4. I'm going to be cutting. Oh no, I did that on purpose because what I'm going to do is cut along the mountains. I thought I lost my mind for a minute. So I'm just going to cut out along the line where the mountain is, because instead of this background, I want to make it nighttime and put the starry sky background in the background. So I'm just going to cut out the mountain. Just like that. We'll save that piece for later. And then I also have a piece of the starry sky. So I think this is 4 by 4 inches. So this is going to go centered at the top right here. So we'll put that down. So that'll be the top part. And we'll kind of center our border so it's even. All right. And then we're going to put the mountain down next. And we'll try and make our borders even here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Like that. Okay, so now we have our nice little scene. So we have some Night of Navy cardstock, and I just have a piece of this. This looks like this is about 4 by 4, maybe 4 by 3.5 inches. And so what I've cut from that then is this guy with the lantern. So I cut one of those. I cut 2 of these that we're just going to put kind of in the foreground over here. So I cut 2 of those out of the Night of Navy. And then I just used that same die, that kind of edge die, to just cut out more of a corner piece of like a ledge or mountain. So that's what we did for cutting that. And let me get those pieces out. So we ended up with 2 of those because we cut them. So I have 2 of those. I have the guy and the mountain. All right. And then the other thing is I have just a tiny scrap of Daffodil Delight because I just want to put it behind the lantern to make the lantern look lit. So I'm just going to further cut it into just a little rectangle. And then we can have a little bit of light behind there. So it may still be a little bit big. And I'm going to use my glue. But then I can always trim it off still. Okay, so that glue is perfect for this. And we'll just attach this right here. And then we'll let that dry for a minute and see if any of the corners need to be trimmed. Okay. All right. We're going to stamp in Night of Navy You belong among the stars. And since I touched it with the green, I'm just going to clean it really quick. All right. Sounds like it might be a little bit windy outside. No, it wasn't windy during the day. Okay. All right, let us assemble the pieces now. So we'll start by popping this up at the top. That's going to go right about here. And then let's take a look at our guy, and we need to do just a little bit of trimming on the corners to get rid of some of that yellow. And another little piece right here. Okay. And then we're going to put this guy down. So let's get a little bit of adhesive here. So he's going to kind of be standing on top of our cliff. So I'm just going to use a little seal to attach that. And we'll put that right in the corner right here. Okay, just like that. And then this guy will be standing right here, right like that. And then I'm going to take some more of the glue. And just put some of it on here. I'm going to use the blue glue stick again. Okay. Sorry, my little scrap paper's so messy. I've been playing. And I'm going to put this one a little bit low, like right here, kind of between the trees. And we'll trim that off. And then the other one just a little bit higher, kind of like this. Okay. And we're ready to trim those off. I thought it just added a little something to have those there. Just a little bit of dimension so everything wasn't quite so flat on there. So we'll just trim these off right like that. Okay, and then last we're going to add a little bit of ribbon. So I'm almost to the end of this, but I have the Starry Sky, one of the In Colors ribbon. So we're going to tie this here. And we'll tie it right across the top, right like that. I love the sparkle to this ribbon. It's just a skinny, sparkly, fun ribbon, and I think it kind of goes perfectly with this card. All right. Just like that. Do a little trim. This ribbon kind of frays at the ends. Okay, and I think that's it. Another nice, easy card, right? Okay, so if you would like these, the kits for these 4 cards, the make and takes this week, if you spend $35 or more at my website, by Saturday, I will send these to you for free. You just have to use the host code so that I know that you want the make and takes, and that's for orders under $150. If you were to spend $150 or more, don't use the host code because you would want to get Stampin' Rewards, which are usually 10% of your purchase over $150, so you would get $15 in free product for that. So anyway, if you would like the make and takes this week, that's how to get them. I also do sell the make and takes for $20 if you don't want to receive them for free or you don't want to place an order. I can just sell these for $20. Okay, so this is our last card. This one we're going to do a little bit of coloring. So let me get out the pieces. Oh, hi Lois, how are you? Thanks for joining. So this one, we're starting with Melon Mambo. I'm sorry, not Melon Mambo. Mango Melody. I love this one. Standard card base. 8.5, 5.5, scored a 4 1/4. This one's going to open this way. So I'm going to put that aside there. Another piece of that gorgeous, gorgeous designer series paper, 5 1/4 by 4, that's going to go right here. And we might as well just put that down right now while it's in our hands. Okay, like that. We're going to take this piece of white cardstock, and this is a really big stamp. We're going to stamp this in Memento and color it. So this is a really big stamp that comes with that stamp set. So let me get this inked up really well. And then we're going to color it kind of in the oranges and the pinks to match our card. So you just have a little bit of flowers in the foreground there. So I think right about here is fine. Just like that. All right, so I'm going to get out some blends and we will start coloring. So I've got Pumpkin Pie light and dark, I've got Polished Pink light and dark, and I've got Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to start with the light Mossy Meadow and just do the leaves. So I'm going to start with that. I have to tell you, at the rodeo, so we've lived in San Antonio. This is my 11th year living here. And I thought, okay, when you move to San Antonio, there's a couple things you have to get, right? So you need cowboy boots. So I have a couple pairs of boots, but I did not have a hat. You know, I had some hats that were like, I don't know. No, I didn't have a quality hat, right? So I thought one of my shopping goals when we went to the rodeo this time was I need a hat. I think after 10 years, I can go ahead and buy myself a hat. So I wanted to get like a cream felt hat with a rhinestone hat band on it. So we looked and looked, and I wasn't really seeing anything that I liked. And then we came across the One Hat station, and I ran across this fuchsia hat that I just thought was just so beautiful. And I asked the guy how much it was, and then I put it back because it was like, maybe I don't need a hat. So did that. And then we had kind of moved on, and Rick was like, all right, what do you want to do next? And I was like, I think I want to go buy the hat. Because sometimes you ever have those things that you want to buy something, and then if you don't, later you're like, oh, I should have bought that. And there was no way I was coming back to the rodeo the next day for sure. So I went and bought the hat. It really wasn't that expensive, but it might be a little bit cheap. I don't know. But anyway, I love this hat. It's fuchsia hat. I thought it was really pretty. It has like a hand-tooled leather across the hat band, and it was just really pretty. So I bought myself a hat this time. So that was fun. And the only thing is, now that I have a fuchsia hat, it kind of limits what I can wear to the rodeo in the future, right? Because it's not going to go with everything, which is kind of why originally I wanted a cream one. But I'm happy that I have a hat now. So at the rodeo too, they brought out the Budweiser Clydesdales, they're magnificent animals, really pretty. But after they had kind of gone around the arena, and then they stopped, and they were going to do something else. I'm not quite sure what they were going to do next. But a couple of the horses started going around the other way, and I don't think they were supposed to do that. And it kind of freaked the other horses out. And anyway, they were kind of, you could see the guys off the wagon like jump down. The one guy jumped down right away, like, oh my God, there's a problem here. So one of the horses was actually down on the ground, and they're all harnessed. And they said these harnesses cost like $100,000. Like, they're studded, and there's metal harnesses. And so it was pretty intense for a while. It was kind of scary because, you know, I feel like when a horse is down like that, that's never a good thing, right? And so they had to get, they calmed all the horses. That was like number one, was making sure that all the horses were nice and calm. I'm just using some light polished pink here. And so they got them all unhooked. I guess that was the first step, right? I'm just going to add a little dark polished pink. So they got them all unhooked. And hold on, I can't do two things at once, apparently. Okay. So they got them all unhooked, and they brought some of the other horses kind of away from the scene. So the horse was by himself then. And then they started to get the horse up, and he started to get up, and he couldn't get up, and he laid back down. And I was like, oh no, I think like the whole stadium was just like holding their breath. It was pretty scary. But they worked a little bit more, and then they got the horse up, thank God. And the horse walked out, which was great. He wasn't limping or anything. He seemed perfectly fine. So that was a good ending to that. But boy, that was kind of intense to watch and kind of scary too. So I'm just adding a little bit of the dark and kind of mixing in. I'm just going to blend it in a little bit with the light. And I kind of am doing every other, like I did pink, orange, pink. And I'm going to do the last one in pink too, because it's kind of the same kind of flower as this one right here. So almost done with the pink. My coloring is not too great right now. Okay, that's it. And we're just going to do a little bit of the pumpkin pie. So I was thinking at first I could use Mango Melody blends, which I have, but they don't sell those anymore, which I think is kind of weird because Mango Melody is still a color. So I don't know why they don't sell the Mango Melody blends anymore, but I think the pumpkin pie looked just fine here because you've got the light and the orange, and I'm sure there's pumpkin pie in this DSP for sure, so I think it turned out good. So I'm just doing kind of the outer ones in the light color and the inner parts in the dark. You can see this is really little to color, right? So I'm trying to use my brush tip because I feel I can get a little bit closer in the lines, but I don't know. All right, so let me come in with a little bit of dark near the top. Hi, Donna. Okay. See how I kind of frayed my tip on my pumpkin pie? I'm going to have to use the bullet tip on this one. I have a new pumpkin pie blend set coming, but it's not coming till tomorrow. Okay, let me just finish the insides. We're almost finished. I know it's not that much fun to watch people color, but we're almost done. All right, let me just add a little color like that, and then we'll finish up with the lights. I guess I could use the bullet side for this one too. I kind of go back and forth between using both. I have one of my next card challenges that I have to make a card for, and I need to do it by Saturday because that's when it's due, is your favorite colors. And I'm going to say that oranges and pinks, those are definitely my favorite colors. So I have to come up with a card using those colors. Okay, I think we're at the end here. See if I need to add any little bit of dark right here. And I think that's about it, maybe. Okay, now I just have a couple little white spots left. And I'm going to go back over with the light mossy meadow again and just fill in the bases of these flowers. And then that's it. So next up would be die cutting these flowers out. And of course there's a die for it. Oops, one more. So let me show you that die. Okay. Okay, it's this one right here. And if you line it up and put it through your die cutting machine, it'll cut it out just like that. Okay, so I've got that too. And then I used that other piece again for the mossy meadow. I have this piece right here, And I used the edge die and kind of put it a little bit at an angle this time, like this. All right, so that's what I did with that. So we've got that. We've got the flowers cut out. We've got our label, and we're gonna stamp that in Melon Mambo. So I also saw today, and this happened this morning right before I went to work, was that Stampin' Up! Added a bunch of stuff to their clearance rack, like a bunch of stamp sets, and they're like 30% off. And these are retired stamp sets, but some of my favorites. They've got some awesome stamp sets. So definitely go online and check out the clearance rack because they added a ton of new stuff there today. And the stamp sets are amazing. So you might want to get some of that while it's there. And then you can get your free celebration item too if you order. Okay. So I'm going to line this up to the corner again, like that. And then we'll pop up the flowers, and we're going to pop up our sentiment as well. And then we're just going to add some rhinestones and a little ribbon to finish this card up. All right, that's going to go up here. And let's put a bunch of dimensionals on the flowers. Okay. Get all these off. And then we'll pop this one up. Right about there. Okay, let's add a little bit of that beautiful twine again. Give me 1 second. All right. And we'll take the orange. It's like pumpkin pie to me. All right, Donna, thank you for sharing. Just looking at the comments. Sometimes I forget to look at the comments. This I'm just going to put behind and tie across the top. Which is your favorite color? I mean, I love all these colors. They're all so vibrant on these cards. Just really, really pretty colors. Okay, time to tie a knot again. Can't do the bow. I know there's a trick to this, and my upline Deborah showed this once on video. And what she does to hold it in place is she just takes her reverse tweezer and she puts it like this and holds it in place. So I probably don't have to tie the knot. I could probably just use that little tool and tie my bow like this. And then I wouldn't have to tie the knot first. And then you would just pull this out. So that is a good tip. Thank you, Deborah, for that. I just have to remember to use it. All right, I think I want that just a little bit smaller. Okay, and let's add some rhinestones. For this, we're just going to add some basic rhinestone jewels. Those look good on everything, right? So let me get, I might take your pick tool. And I think I'm just going to use all small ones. So we'll just add a few here and there just to add a little bit of sparkle. Now you could also use these rhinestones on the other card we did and put some where the stars are in that night sky. Those would look pretty too, to have some twinkling rhinestones on that card. Okay, and that is it. That is our fourth card. Those are nice and easy cards to make, right? And you gotta love when you get something free that you can make stuff with, like that free paper. Okay, so let me just bring back what we made. Okay, so we have the adventure card with the beautiful Melon Mambo, and we have our masculine card with the Mountain of Thanks. You belong among the stars. And then we also did the courage one with the beautiful flowers on it. So I hope you liked these cards. Thank you for watching. I'm going to show you a few quick things, and then I want to show you what I have for next week, because I'm excited about that card class for next week. I think it's going to be fun. So, hold on as I just grab a couple things from behind me. All right, I already told you about the clearance rack. If you want the project and measurement and supply sheet, just email me, and it has all the supplies that we used for the cards and all the measurements, and I will be happy to email that to you if you would like a copy of that. Remember, there's some online exclusives, and these are going to start for customers March 1st. I have this set coming tomorrow, so I'm excited to start making some cards with that pretty soon. So that'll be fun. Paper Pumpkin, 10 years of growth. So on this Paper Pumpkin set, and you have until the 10th of March to order this, you're going to get a second stamp set, which is fun. And I got my Paper Pumpkin from this month right tonight. So I opened it. I haven't done anything. I still have to make the cards, but I just had enough time to open it. And what a fun set. This was from the Sunshine and Smiles Paper Pumpkin kit. And just so you know, when you get a Paper Pumpkin kit, it comes with a stamp set. Look at this with the sun and the kite. I'm in love with these little embellishments they sent because they're pretty colors. And look at the raindrops. I was like, oh my gosh, I want a whole bunch of these raindrops. And then it comes with the little glue dots. The Stampin' Spot for this one was Mango Melody. So this is a good way to start getting all the colors of stamp sets. And so this is kind of the pieces that it came with to punch out and use on your cards. It comes with envelopes, and they have a really nice inside. This looks like the Mango Melody. And then all these fun, these cards with the different sizes. Look at the rainbow. Fun. So I can't wait to start putting this together. I just want to give you a sneak peek of what a Paper Pumpkin kit looks like if you're interested in that. I want to also remind you that if you would like to join Stampin' Up and buy the starter kit, you can get that boho blue mini cut and emboss machine. So for $129, you pick $175 worth of products, anything you want. And in addition to the $175 of product, you also get the boho blue machine. So if you're interested, email me. I can send you a flyer and give you all the information on that. And then lastly, just another reminder that February is coming to a close. So the Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial, which is a combination of 10 different demonstrators and different cards, a PDF. This will get mailed to you if you spend $35 or more. So let's say you spend $50, you would get the tutorial, you would get the kit to make the cards, and then you would get a free product from Celebration. So really, really a good deal. This is the card that I made for the Stampin' Friends tutorial. Okay, next week I'm going into St. Patrick's Day. So they have the stamp set. However, the punch that went with it is sold out. This is the stamp set, so we're going to be using this next week. You don't really need the punch. The punch only cut out the big one, but there was 3 sizes anyway. So you have to do a little fussy cutting with scissors. Not bad. So we're going to make this St. Patrick's card right here. And I'm also going to combine it with the Friendly Gnomes. I haven't really used the gnomes yet, so I got out the set and we're going to combine it with the gnomes. So this is the second card that we'll make next week, the cute little gnome guy for St. Patrick's Day, sending luck and love. We're going to make Surprise a shaker card, right? Nobody's surprised at all that I love shaker cards. We're going to make this cute little shaker card, and then just a little bag of gold coins for St. Patrick's Day, just a little treat bag. So I hope you can join me next week. I thank you guys so. You're right, Lois. It is a lot of cutting. It's a lot of cutting, but worth it and not bad. They're pretty easy to cut. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.